Hey guys, what's going on? Next video I decided I wanted to do is I kind of want to do a first impressions on Janet for Smoke. Not reviewing Janet as a cameo in general, we're just talking about what she does for Smoke. Um, I think this is definitely like a top three pick for Smoke for cameos. Honestly, at this point, we do kind of have a problem. Let's be honest. You should just use the DLC cameos in this game right now. If you're not using Tremor, Chameleon, or Janet, I think you're kind of choosing to lose unless it's a specific synergy like, Raiden Kano or something. But anyway, let's talk about Janet for Smoke. Um, so the best things about this pairing is, well, first of all, you have a 14 damage or 14% throw, which means if you punish someone up blocking, you do 22%. That's pretty good. Obviously, it's a benefit he only gets from Sonya otherwise, so that makes like the mind game off this really good to prevent them from like wanting to up block consistently. All other things we can do instead that I'll go into in a little bit. So, the biggest takeaways about what Janet offers Smoke is one of the big ones is humongous damage for no resources spent. So if you want to, like, so let's take a standard Camulus combo, you get 31% off 3-2. So compared to 46%, right? That's almost Half-Life. That's Half-Life on a lot of characters that are at 950 health, which is a common health value in this game. So you do huge damage. The other thing we're going to talk about is the restand with Nut Punch. This gives Smoke the most viable on hit into invisibility pressure so far in the game out of all the options that he has. So, like if you get a hit like this, do like this, and you're good to EX Smoke Bomb. I'm going to explain later why we do that. The only thing I'm unsure about in first impression is I don't know if the puppet mode has any use whatsoever. It, as everyone knows, it's kind of awkward to control, and the problem is the successful uses of the puppet modes we're seeing are like you can do like stand for loops with the puppet waltz out after a hit or something. Smoke doesn't have anything convenient like that I found yet. It's going to take a lot more labbing for me to figure it out. The only thing that's good about the puppet mode is
Smash to black.
you can get a launching throw.
Smash to black.
You do the shove into down two, and then do whatever, combo with the puppet, do whatever. But I don't know what the extent of how good the puppet will be yet. That's going to have to be a thing that's just discovered, I think. So that's I do want to talk about the Nut Punch because this does something for Smoke that's huge. So right now it is impossible to ever be in a situation to go invisible when you're not taking a risk of some kind. Like even if you get a knockdown where you can do this, they will still be able to up block you. It doesn't matter how plus the knockdown is. So I'm actually going to set the AI here to up block. And let's find the most plus knockdown I can. I think that's this, right? No. Let me go through the knockdowns real quick and find the most plus thing I can. So like, if you do something like this, you're actually 2+ here, right? So you don't get easy meaty. If you do this, you're 2+, so you don't get immediate. You're kind of dealing with a wonky wake-up situation, which leaves you to do things like you do a knockdown like this, and then you'll do immediate smoke bomb, but they'll be able to up block you here. So what it appears to do, the nut punch, is the nut punch appears to allow you to get into invisibility off of EX smoke bomb, and it's so plus, because it's plus 34 on hit no matter what, that it allows you to get the jump in without having to risk being up blocked on. I am pretty sure, and we're going to try it here on the spot, I am pretty sure that this is so plus that if you're ASAP fast as possible on this, that you can't up block the jump line. We're going to see if that's true. Kind of hard to say because the way it's coming out, but I do not think they can up block you. I don't think they actually have enough time. And aside from that, if they have to worry about up blocking, that's the thing. They have to dedicate themselves to the up block. That allows you to go invisible in their face and you blow them, and you get that damage. So that is something that's very good, and it's easy to get the situation off any hit in the corner. You know, you just do 3-2, 3-2, stand for nut punch. Do it again, 3-2, 3-2, stand for nut punch, and rinse and repeat, or you know, cash out for humongous damage. That is good. Another thing that's obviously good about Janet is the fact that you can, like Sonya, you have the option to option select anti-air against jumps while blocking. I think being able to anti-air somebody while also still blocking is a thing that certain cameos can do that is not talked about enough. Especially when a lot of these tools lead to crazy conversions. Like in this Raiden tries to like jump kick me, I can not only see it, he dies for it, right? As you can see, you get pretty huge damage if you catch someone jumping like that. The other thing about Janet that's really useful that I've noticed is that, so Fatal Blow scaling in this game is weird because it's based off a combination of both the cameo and the character. From what I can tell, Janet's Fatal Blow barely scales at all. So like if I just do 2-1-2 fatal, you guys see, when she does the first hit, the damage spike is gigantic. Jumps all the way up to like double damage of what the combo starts at. Just off 2-1-2, right? 46%, he does not get this kind of damage with other cameos. Except like maybe Serena, and that is if you use it twice. Another example is like another example that's important is Smoke can combo off his one jab, right? This usually doesn't do much, but with Janet, look at this. This usually does like 32 or less. So you appear to get higher than average damage for Fatal Blow confirmed. So like, even if I just do something basic like this, fuck man, the YouTube curse. Just do this.
Here's Janet.
I mean, as you can see, there's like no scaling applied to this Fatal Blow whatsoever. At least for that initial hit she does. So that's pretty useful. It's also useful because it gives you big damage off things you normally wouldn't get that kind of damage off of. So like if someone jumps at you and you air them with this, you can do something like this. Or like just do this. So this is like a pretty common anti-air situation. Let's just look at the damage just because you did jab and the forward one too.
Janet.
So this is a useful tool I have, like on the subject of maybe like comebacks and stuff. And then if you're like more aware, you can do things like this. Like that. Now we'll see what this does.
Janet.
Jumps right up to 400 pretty much.
Not in.
Absolutely nuts. So that's a pretty neat factor with this cameo, is that your Fatal Blow conversion damage is super high, even if you do like the worst possible conversions, right? So I do want to talk about some of the negatives. One of the negatives, and it's a thing that I really factor in when I think about cameos of smoke, I do not like it if getting a full combo off my jab is just not possible, or if it's really finicky, and unfortunately, it is really hard to do that. It's also really hard to combo off 2-1-2, which is kind of bad, because 2-1-2 is where your max damage is on block punches and stuff. It's not 3-2, it's 2-1-2. When you use a cameo, 2-1-2 is your highest damage. So that can be kind of bad. So for example, the thing that you have to do is you have to do back 4-3 into a timed short double hop punch like this. And then you can do whatever you want. The thing is, this works. This is not reliable to work. It's not reliable to work, and it seems to be both based on the string you use and the character's hitbox and the way they were breathing when you hit them. So, for example, if I do this, as you can see, if I do 1-1-1 into this, I just cannot get this to work. So if I do 1-1, I got it to work like the second time. But the thing is, sometimes this doesn't work. Sometimes it just drops. And that sucks. Sucks for this too. Because as you can see, you get good damage here. It's just not reliable. And the real kicker with this is it doesn't work in the corner. As a matter of fact, you can't do any jump punch convert in the corner off of anything that's not just a straight up launcher. So that means you do less damage in the corner, you have less convertibility in the corner, and that limits you to only getting launches with forward 1-2, back 2, and forward 3-2. That really sucks in my opinion. I think that's legitimately bad. Whereas with Chameleon and with Tremor, you're getting damage off anything you do. You get a full combo and you get an optimal situation off anything you do. So that is a big problem with Janet, is that you don't. And I don't care for that. But if you can get past that, and I think the big thing is going to be working this situation right here. It's going to be working the nut punch and doing this ability. Like doing something like this. I think that's going to be the ticket with this cameo, and then obviously if you happen to get like a really good punish, or you hit forward neutral, then you could really punish them, right? Because you do get huge damage when you spend this cameo all the way.
Not enough.
Right, and you don't spend any meter for it. So that is a factor of this character that's really good. So as far as I can tell, huge damage, really good set play potential because of Nut Punch, really unscaled fail blow conversions, being able to OS anti-air while blocking for big damage, and I have a theory and I want to test it. So like, don't shoot the messenger if I turn out to not know what I'm talking about here. I am pretty sure you may be able to use this to stop the classic Storm Cell and the KO Ball. So I have to actually do this because I don't play Raiden. Because he's considered flying? Yeah, see that? Let me try see if I can get it to come out again. And you might be able to still get your punish. If they do it like the right way, it might even always be punishable. Because they do that, right? They hold the ball. Yeah, see that? So you might be able to put their cameo on cooldown with Raiden in a way that's like not possible. One more thing I want to talk about that is really good about this cameo is Sonya can kind of do this, but not as consistently, is that if you are fighting somebody who uses a character that has an armored launcher that's in a flying state, you can use this as an anti-armor measure. So if you're like fighting Tanya, anytime you do a gap, you just throw a jump-in punch behind it. I'll show you. And the single jump-in punch has a really fast cooldown on it. So it's really not that big of a deal if they don't bite, right? I want to show this off. So, Tanya Goro classic theme. So if I'm playing Smoke, look at that. They cannot armor against you if you're using Janet, right? That's really good. Look at that. Right? This also means that they cannot wake up on you on Oki either. So here, it says auto block, I think. See that? Look at that. No armor. They cannot armor. So that's a really good thing against, you know, Tanya, against Raiden, against, I think even Melina. Let's see, I think this works against Melina too. Like I said, or Katana, you can do it against Katana, right? Because she is an airborne one. I even think, we'll test it here in a minute, but I even think Omni-Man's armor will be blown up by this too. But we'll see here in a minute. I want to test it on Melina's first. Okay. Reversal. Yes. Okay, not quite the same thing, but so can't do it against Melina. Now I want to try Omni-Man because I think Omni-Man is considered airborne during his armor attack. So obviously you could do it against Katana. You could do it against Shao because he's airborne during his armor move. You can do it to Liu because he's airborne during his armor move. You can do it to Quan Chi because he goes airborne. Let me see if Omni-Man is considered airborne. I'm curious now. I don't actually know. So, let's see. Yeah. It is airborne. See that? So, if you're fighting somebody who likes to armor your gaps, then you just pick Janet and option select every armor gap you have. Right? You take that option away from them. There was one more I wanted to try just to make sure I was correct. Who was it? Oh yeah, I even think, you know, people don't like Peacemaker right now. I think this also shuts down Peacemaker. Armoring you right now. Even correct. Pretty sure this beats the Peacemaker armor too. Wow, I hate this character. So he's not, but as you can see, so that's a pretty powerful thing to have. Is against certain characters you can option select armor break. If you like are fighting somebody who's constantly trying to armor your gaps, so that's really good. But I do think this is a really good cameo for Smoke. I just personally don't like it when I lose convertibility and options off stuff. The other thing I don't like is with Smoke, I have become a huge fan of having something with pushback, and Janet doesn't have that. The nut punch leaves it point blank. I do not like being point blank, even if it does a good amount of chip. You know, I prefer things like Frost, like Tremor, like Jax. You know, things that give you back your space, because Smoke does not want to be like point blank if he's unsuccessful in opening you up, right? That's also why Sub-Zero is really popular with this character, because, you know, he blocks and he resets neutral and he plus, right? So that's another problem with Janet is you don't have a neutral reset on block thing, which is kind of big in this game. Um, and the other thing that I would say that is kind of a problem is that she can't be used to punish things on block through striker grenade sequences, or at least for high reward. Um, and I'll make a video about that sometime later. I think Striker on anyone is kind of upplayed right now because what people do is they use it to cover unsafe moves. But through cameo reversals, there are lots of ways to punish those things. Like, a lot of what Baraka does is fake and can be blown up, and a lot of people, for some reason, they haven't figured out that um, Peacemaker doing torpedo into Striker is like fake as fuck. You can use almost any cameo to combo him for it because the cameo will take the hit from the grenades and it will launch him. Like, there's no reason that anyone should be letting him get away with torpedo on block right now. But anyway, so that's my first impressions of Janet as far as how she might benefit Smoke. Let me know if you guys have found anything more interesting, because, maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. And I am especially curious if any of you have found anything interesting with the puppet mode, especially in the corner, obviously. I don't think there's anything you can get out of it, um, mid screen. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think you can sandwich with Smoke, but yeah. So, comment, like, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think. Bye.